Good morning. Here we are, July 23rd, 2025. It's a beautiful day, like it has been the last few weeks. Hard to believe that it's been just a few short days since July 4th. A lot has happened since July 4th. It's pretty amazing. I don't know if it's when you start taking like a journal of your life that you realize that a lot happens in a few days. But it feels like the month of July has been a whirlwind. All really good things, but all crazy stuff. I feel like this July has been really crazy. Um, that being said, a lot of good stuff has happened, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. So, um, I've been mentioning that I've been contemplating making a new move with an employer, and I'm happy to announce that uh, I will be accepting that offer today. So, um, I won't announce that here. Maybe tomorrow's video. Again, I haven't put names into this just because by the time this hits the internet, it will be past everything that's happening today. But I just don't want to jeopardize any of that. So, um, but I've decided to accept an offer for a senior product designer for a company here in Salt Lake City, Utah. They are at the point of the mountain, not too far from our fourth goal of the getting the Common Creatives advertisement put up. Um, but it's a great offer. It really is a great offer and a great company. With I know a half dozen people or more that work for the company, really solid, good people, and I think it's a good thing to do. Um, really good benefits, really good offer. For those watching this, maybe questioning like, well, what about your own dreams? You're right. Like, uh, there's a saying that I believe in, which is you're either working on your dream or you're working on somebody else's. And the challenge is at some point you gotta leap off and start working on your own. And right now, I don't know if I'm 100% ready to do that. I still believe in mine. That's why I'm still working on this. So this new opportunity will still allow me to accomplish this goal. I gave myself 1 year to get this launched, get this out there. So I'm not going to give up on this. I'm going to keep going. I've put 12 years into this one. So this is still going. And I'm going to just have a different 9 to 5. So I'm actually really, really excited. It's a bright day. Beautiful morning, Utah Lake behind me. This is the same park that we were at when for 4th of July fireworks. Big empty field. Very nice field. Which means I got to do the hard part today. I gotta give my notice, which I have mixed emotions. They've been a great place, really good friends. It's just time. It's time to go. There's not any more growth for me there. I'm really, really proud of the team of what we've done there. Maybe in a future video, I'll give some more names, more details about that. But was with them for 7 years. Amazing opportunity. I'm really proud of what we've done there. When I joined them in 2018, they had 2 official mobile UX designers that was servicing 30 mobile products, 30 different mobile applications. It actually wasn't that many. It was about 26. It had grown. And that was for iOS and Android. And I was one of 2 individuals to design them and work on them. And about 6 months into it, The other individual put in their resignation, and so it was just me. There were multiple red flags before that, um, but that was definitely another sign of what's going on here. And so um, I stuck with it though. I've been there for 7 years, and I'm happy to say that I've been able to help grow that department. There are probably now at least six individuals working on mobile apps that service all those apps, many of which go across all the world to millions of users and is translated into 93 different languages. One of the apps itself gets 2 billion sessions per year. That's a B, 2 billion. And I had the opportunity to be the lead designer for it. And I'll tell you more about that once I get past some of this job change stuff. But it's been an incredible ride with them. And long story short is they offered me an opportunity to move into management last year. No, yeah, it was last year, a year ago about now. And I have been in management before, and I just didn't feel like that's where I wanted to go with my career at this time. And not that I don't think I'm good at it, just wasn't in the goals, wasn't what I was hoping to do at the time. And I declined it. And once I declined it, they decided to hire another individual. And it's been kind of a rough go for the last year with that individual. I need to give them space to be able to do what they need to do. And but I also need space to grow, and there's not much opportunity there to do that. Um, and so for the last 2 years actually, been having a lot of conversations of how can I continue to grow here at this organization. I've been there 7 years, and there really wasn't an option. And and that's not unique to me. I think a lot of people that have had my role there have come and gone because the same thing has happened for them. And and that's okay. That's just, some I prior to joining the company, a previous place I was at for 7 years, they a senior leader made a comment about that. Is sometimes individuals have progressed in their career to the point where they're ready for the next step, but the next step is just not available for them at that organization. And I have mixed feelings about that. I generally I believe that. Generally, I think yeah that is true. Sometimes individuals just progress, and there's not an opportunity for them to move into. But I also think there's some ownership in the business there too. Like if you're not sure how to grow your business as the people are progressing, especially if they brought in a lot of value and have made a lot of progress for the organization, there's some ownership there on the business side. Like they need to be able to recognize that maybe they don't know how to grow their business. So, anyways, not into get into grievances at all. It's been an incredible journey, and I'm extremely grateful for it. And it's time. 7 years has been a great time. I don't see more opportunity for me to grow there. I need to grow, and part of that, looking at what that growth is this project, Common Creatives. Um, I'm extremely excited about where I am with it. I'm extremely proud of what we've built for Common Creatives. And I was telling this to my wife last night as I was talking about all these decisions to make. I feel like Common Creatives is this amazing thing that we've built, and I've got it under a rock. I've got to lift the rock off, and I need to get it out into the world. And so that's a lot of what we're doing here with these videos. Um, so I need to do that, and that's what we're doing. Does that hamper, that change any of this? No, it accelerates it. In fact, Um, a lot of these time in my life is kind of like, where am I going? What's next for me? What are my goals? I've helped other businesses thrive and grow, and which I'm very grateful for. But I'm also looking to accomplish things that I want to, um, and so I'm keeping moving forward with this. These videos are going to keep coming. Um, so stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe. Learn more about how I got here. All of this right now is part of the journey. So the great opportunity here that I have, I'm going to be a senior product designer for this SaaS company. SaaS is a software as a service. They make their business by having a software that you can use and pay subscriptions for, and really stellar, amazing opportunity that has been presented. Um, there's a bit of ownership offered in there as well, and a really great salary for here in Utah. Really, really competitive. Um, I recognize that also by, there's a saying that a salary is the drug your employer gives you to forget your dreams. So um, I'll say that again. A salary is the drug your employer gives you to forget your dreams. Um, I think there's some truth to that. Now, that's not to say I'm not grateful for any of my past employers or my current one that's coming up. Uh, amazing opportunity, and the faith and the invitations they extended to me, wholeheartedly want to hold on to that. But I also have these dreams as well. So I just need to be responsible about that. I've used the analogy of being a hired hand on a farm. I feel like it's a good analogy, right? Like, how I see employment is, I want to go and help accomplish their goals. I want to make sure it aligns with my own goals and where I want to accomplish in my life, and career progression and things that you'll learn and grow from and have good experiences around. Um, so yeah, so I just feel like I got hired onto another farm, which is good. So they got a good crop. It just means nights, weekends, and holidays, I've got to work on my farm and cultivate my crop. And the way I've been going about it, it just takes longer. I don't want to do that forever. I'd like to eventually be able to work 100% on the fields that I have cultivated. So, just not ready for that yet. Got to launch these, see where it goes from there. And yeah, so thank you again for joining me on this journey, getting it out there. So today, this whole month has been a whirlwind. Seriously, it's been crazy. A lot of upheavals in my life. All really good things, and all like blessings, things that have just like fallen into place as it's been chaotic. But I personally feel like that's a sign that it's time for me to do these things, and they're just falling into place. It kind of feels like a big dust cloud for a little while, but then things just kind of slot into place, and that's definitely what's been going on right now. The new opportunity reached out to me yesterday and just made sure everything looked good in the offer, and wanted a decision by this morning. And so, talking with my family, my wife, we decided we're going to do it, and I'm really excited. I'm actually really excited about it, and just don't want to let go of this dream. I don't feel like I have to. I just have to again be respectful um, of their time and being honest with them. And so nights, holidays, and weekends, I'm going to keep chipping away at this until I can launch it and see where that goes. So today, I'll be accepting the offer, and I will be letting my current employer know that I will be moving on. So, let's see. Oh, other fun things about that is, so I've got some PTO, personal time off, that needs to be used. So I've got a few weeks out that that I got a few weeks out that I've got to use in my with my current employer. So I'm going to be giving my notice and also using some of that up. It's not a ton, just a little bit. And I decided what I'm going to do is I've always wanted to see the redwood forest. A few years back, I took my whole family. We went, and it was actually 2020, the dumpster fire year. So in 2020, my family and I, we thought, okay, it's COVID. Um, let's get out. We'll go on a trip and we'll go see a beautiful place. The redwoods have been on a bucket list of mine since I was 5 years old. It was like the place I wanted to go. I wanted to see that place, and it's been on a bucket list trip for me since I was 5 years old. And so I've been heads down. I mean, all growing up and then graduating from college and being married and getting a family going. Like, I've been heads down trying to get my life established and going since then. Doing this, nights, holidays, weekends, and there's been trips and things like that along the way. But one regret I have of those years is I didn't just like do a road trip, just my wife and I. Like, we did it once or twice, but I wish those years I just like we just got in a car and drove to the coast for a long weekend or something. And we didn't. I mean, we were college students, so we didn't have a lot of money. Still don't have a lot of money, and so uh, we just always were like, oh, we got school, we got finals, we got this test, we got this thing to study for. I got to be to my. I worked at a call center. It was like, I got to be this call center job at 5 a.m. Like, it's been just heads down, nose to the grind for the last 20 years. So, again, we've gone on vacations and things like that since then. But, and that's a luxury. Not, I mean, plenty of people live that life their whole life. So, no complaining. Very grateful. Just saying, I haven't made a trip to the redwoods, and that's been on my bucket list for a long time. So, in 2020, my family and I, we got the kids in the car. We did that road trip. It's a 14-hour drive from where I'm at, Northern California, and we got there, and it felt like the universe was like not having it. Like, the universe was like, you are not to be here. Because it was that same year that there were a bunch of wildfires up in California. Now, that happens every year, I know, but this year especially, it just felt like the world was ending. We got COVID, we had fires ever. I'll keep this story short, not to get too deep into it. That trip came to a real fast end. We didn't really get to see the redwoods. We were planning to be there for 2 weeks, and what happened is as we were driving into where we were staying, uh, there were some fires that broke out all around us. We were basically encircled by like these fires. Like, we went down to a Walmart not far from an Airbnb that we rented, and there was like, it was like smash and go at the Walmart. There were a bunch of people like just running in and grabbing water and grabbing a bunch of supplies, and there's big signs that are like, you need to get out of town. And we're like, should we be getting out of here? We were just starting to get like food and stuff to be set up at our Airbnb, but and the fires were so close that at the middle of the day at noon, the whole sky was black. Like it looked like it was 10 o'clock at night, and it was raining ash. So that, of course, freaked my wife out, and she's like, "We got to leave." So it's a long story, but long story short, we went to the redwoods for like half a day, and we got really pretty pictures. It looks like a bunch of mist coming through the forest, but it's actually fire smoke. So we were like, "You're right, we got to get out of here," and we packed up. And one of the towns that we drove through to get to our place had burned down. Like the whole town was gone, like in 2 days. We're like, yeah, we got to get out of here. So we packed up everybody back in the car, and we drove everybody home in like a day, another like 14-hour, 15-hour drive with little kids. And so that's been my experience with the redwoods. It's still a bucket list trip. I want to go there and see them. So with everything going on right now, I've got a little PTO, a little time off, and I said to my wife, I want to go do this, do a repeat, go see these. They've been on my list forever. And she said that they couldn't do it because they've got some of our family stuff is going on this week with some of my teenage kids. They have got some things coming up. School's going to be starting here in a few weeks. And she suggested, she's like, why don't you see if your dad wants to go? And my dad is 80 years old, and he lives in Arizona with my stepmom. I mentioned in a previous video, my parents divorced when I was 5 years old, and I got to see my dad most weekends. Not every weekend, especially when I became a teenager. I didn't see him all too much on the weekends, but he was still lived very close by, and he always made sure that he was close by so that I could still have him in my life. But long story short, we didn't spend a whole lot of time growing up together. And now that he's getting older, I realize like my days are getting numbered to be with him. I hope he has a continued long life, but at 80, you're starting to make plans of what's next. And so I felt like there was a window of time that I could make this happen. And so last night I called him and said, Dad, first let me tell you what's going on in my life. And I'm interested to see if you'll fly up here to Salt Lake in the next week or two, as I've got this window open. And I just got a new car, and I want to take it for a road trip. And if you're willing, I'd love to drive to the Redwood Forest with you, just you and me. And that was well received. He said, I think that will work. He already had some plans to come up here for some other family events. And the window of time fit perfectly of what we were looking to do. He was actually saying, I'm trying to find out what I should do with myself for a couple of these days in this week. So we're going to make that trip happen. So the next week or two, it's going to be the first week of August, right before school starts for my kids. Going to jump in a car. We're going to drive 14 hours, just my dad and I, to my 80-year-old dad. We're going to drive to Northern California, and we're going to see the Redwood Forest. and mark that off of my bucket list. I am really excited about that. I said to my wife last night, like after we're talking about the possibility of this, I'm like, I really, really want to do this trip, and I just feel like these are all things that I've put off in my life, and I'm 40 years old. I start changing that. I want to go after things that I want to do, and this is one of them. So this and this. So future videos, you're probably going to see some of these from from the Redwood Forest. That's exciting. I'm excited about that, and a lot going on, a lot of really good things. I'm really grateful for them. Extremely grateful for them. And yeah, just really excited. So, um, let's see. Today, big day. Got to announce my departure. I'm going to do that first thing this morning here in a couple hours. Send a message to the new team saying I'm ecstatic to join, which I really am. And I really am excited about that. I really am excited. And I got to let my current employer know. So that's today. Consequently, with all of this going on, the last night and the night before, I've been reviewing the offer. I've been reviewing benefits between the two organizations. I've been reviewing the opportunity, salary, just really doing my due diligence on it, which has spent most of my free time at night, which means I haven't done as much as I wanted to on here. So I'm going to wrap it up with this. I'm really excited for these blessings. There are really good things happening. How this relates, all of this relates to Common Creatives. I've got this tricky dance. I've got this tricky line to walk. And the way I've gone about doing this, and maybe some of those who are watching this are like, maybe it's taking you so long because you got to balance these things out. But that's the walk. That's the line I've been walking. Is I need to provide for my family. I need to make sure they're safe. I need to make sure they're taken care of. That they have a comfortable life. That they can have an environment to grow and accomplish what they are hoping to accomplish and live a comfortable, good life. That's what I want for them. And at the same time, I have this business that I'm trying to get off the ground. And I'd love for it to provide for me and a bunch of families and a bunch of people in my community. I can't dedicate 100% of my time on Common Creatives because it can't provide for me 100% of the time. And that's a reality that it's hard as an entrepreneur. It's hard as a founder. It's like using the farm analogy again, fitting because I'm standing in a farm field. It's like starting out as a farmer. Like what does your first week look like starting your own farm? It looks like this behind me, an uncultivated field that you just got to have a faith and belief that it's gonna yield something. But you've got to have enough in your storehouse to be able to eat while you're working your fields. And yeah, so starting as a farmer, your first day, your first week, your first year as a farmer, that's grueling, you know. That's what I feel like I'm at, is I'm trying to cultivate my field. I'm trying to get to a crop that I praying and hoping is going to be fruitful and is going to do well in the market, and people are going to gobble it all up and want more. But I also have to have something in the storehouse to feed my family and feed myself while I work the fields. And again, my analogy, I can't work the fields all day long from sun up to sundown. I'm working my fields nights, weekends, and holidays. So, what a journey, huh? I'm grateful that I live in a land that can do it. I'm grateful that I live in America. I know not all places have even the soil, again, analogy, an opportunity to live in a land of opportunity. One more adage, one more quote around that is, I recently heard this and I believe in it, which is, many people avoid, many people don't take the opportunity because it looks like work and smells like it smells like work and looks like overalls. I probably didn't say that right, but there you go. People don't take the opportunity because looks it smells like work and wears overalls. It means it's not glamorous to but the opportunity there. It's kind of like this field behind me, right? It's not currently cultivated, it's not being farmed right now, but there is opportunity in the soil. There is opportunity for a future home builder to build it, and one day somebody will do that. Somebody will come along and say, we're going to cultivate that land. So, common creatives, I still want to cultivate your land. I just have to balance that out with providing for my family, and I got to give that the highest priority for my family currently during the hours of 9 to 5. So, big day. Let's make it happen. All right, we're back. Here we are. Today is Thursday, July 24th, 2025. Quick note, every time I say that, I'm getting Siri like doing a little thing, so I had to like stop it on my watch. So sorry, I'm always like starting this and then doing something here. We're back. Here we are. It is Thursday, July 24th. Today is actually a state holiday. It is it's a holiday that not everybody celebrates. It is real quick where I'm at. I'm at that grassy field that I like to go to often. Again, earlier in the week I was doing some recording. Give you a little over the shoulder, looking down on the valley. Most of these videos look the same to you guys. You just watch them, they feel like all the same day. They're all different for me, but that's the magic of recording video photography. So, videography. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Um, so, welcome. Another day. Here we are. It's a beautiful morning. July 24th. This is a state holiday for Utah. Um, for those watching in Utah, there's no explanation needed. But for those who may be watching this outside of Utah, to explain a little bit, Utah was founded by the Mormon pioneers. Mormon's a nickname for the church. The church is called the Church of Jesus Christ, Latter-day Saints. And back many years ago, they came and they founded this area. They were persecuted back east, and they found their way here. So they found refuge from the persecution they were facing at the time, and they came and settled the Salt Lake Valley. So again, I'm gonna do a little spin here. You can see, for those, I'll go slow here, not to get you too sick. Salt Lake Valley is just north to where I'm at right now. It's just over between these two hills. You can see this mountain coming down, and then this one going back up. There's a little area that goes through, and that goes into the Salt Lake Valley. I am in the valley just south of that. This is called Utah Valley, and it's all part of the Wasatch Front. Wasatch Front is these mountain ranges right behind me, which is up in the Rocky Mountains. And again, this is Utah Lake. And in the context of everything we've been talking about, Silicon Slopes, all in this area up into the top. I feel like a weatherman. You'll see a cold front coming in. No. Anyway, so there is Salt Lake Valley up to the front, Utah Valley, where I'm at right now. The city that I'm around is Saratoga Springs. That's the area in which I live. Across the way is Provo, which is what most notable thing there is BYU. And for those who are a little bit older in tech, Novell used to be down here, and that maybe is what kind of kicked off. Qualtrics is right down here. Yeah, you got a slew of other tech companies that have kind of made their home right in this area. There's a little tech hub right here at the point of the mountain, and then up into Salt Lake into Draper. There's some more predominant tech companies that have been coming in and making homes, and it's great for people who live here like myself, who work in tech, because we can make a living because we're here, and they're here. So for me, I'm a digital designer, developer, and entrepreneur. So it's a great place for me to find a place to call home. But back to the holiday, the Utah pioneers, the Mormon pioneers, came into the valley in 1847, and they were fleeing persecution from back east, and they had made their pilgrimage to the valley, and they came in July 24th, 1847, and they started to settle land. The leader of the time was Brigham Young. Brigham Young was the leader of that church, and he came in, and they were looking to find the place to be, and they settled here. And some of the reports said that when they came into the Salt Lake Valley, there was not a tree to be found, not a tree to be seen. And I'm gonna do a little spin here again. You can see it most likely. Look, this is all natural little sagebrush right here. This down below me is all cultivated grass now, but you see it's beautiful now. There's a bunch of trees, farmland, a bunch of trees. Right, there's another happy tree next to me right here. So trying to envision them coming into the valley in 1847, they said there was not a tree to be seen, and their leader said this is the place. And it took a lot of faith, it took a lot of belief to work hard and to cultivate the land and to make this a place where millions of people live now, and I am one of which. So today is a special day for Utah. I say it's not. It's a state holiday, but it's getting less and less observed because many people who work for organizations are organizations that are outside of Utah and don't recognize it as a holiday. They may recognize it as like an optional floating holiday. For me personally, I work for an organization that does celebrate that, and so I have today off. Today is a free day for me, which is great. I have other big news. So yesterday's video ended with the needing to end my current 9 to 5 employment and accept a new opportunity. And I'm here to report that that happened. So, yesterday I met with my management team and I let them know that it was time to say goodbye and express my gratitude. If any of the people that I work with are watching this, um, welcome. You now are watching this with my mom. uh, but if any of you are watching this, you guys have been absolutely phenomenal. It's been a hard to say goodbye. Um, I am extremely grateful for the opportunities you allotted me and the people that I was able to work with and the smart, talented people that we did. I worked there for 7 years, and I am very proud of what we accomplished and did for the organization and for the people we sought to support. I'm grateful. So thank you. And I'm excited to see where you guys go next with everything. Um, and I couldn't be more grateful. So thank you for any of those who may be watching this. For those who have no idea what I'm talking about, sorry. so, um, but I did accept the new offer with this new opportunity. Um, Going forward, I will start using that. So I've gone kind of back and forth of who I should say who this is. I've been trying to not get myself into hot water by putting this out there and then making it weird. And so maybe I'll hold that off for a little bit longer. Anyways, so I did accept a new position with a design team here for a SaaS company at the point of the mountain, not too far from the billboard goal that I have. They are just around the point of the mountain. I've been observing them, watching them and their company progress for the last 8 or 9 years. To be honest, I actually interviewed with them prior to the role I just gave up here, the position I just gave up. Um, I interviewed with them 8 years ago, and they were a solid company then, but they were very much more on a startup kind of thing. They're a little bit further along than like a straight startup, but very early stage. And I ended up getting an offer from another place that I ended up taking, and that's where I was for the last 8 years, 7 years. And that journey chapter has come to an end, and these guys presented an opportunity to me to join their design team, and they have greatly progressed since then, since those 7 years. So I've been watching their progress. I have a dozen people that I know and past coworkers that have worked there and currently work there, and they are like solid people, really amazing people that I have. Some of them I worked with in previous companies, and super smart, talented, humble, awesome people. And I couldn't be more happy to join that team. Um, I feel like they're a solid company, super amazing people, humble, kind, friendly, uh, smart, and they've got a great runway ahead of them. And when they offered me an opportunity to join that, made a very compelling offer, it felt like it was time. So, if any of you are watching that, thank you. I am beyond excited to join that. I'm excited and I'm humbled that you'd offer it to me, and I cannot wait to get going. So, um, for those who are watching this to see the progress of Common Creatives and wondering, is that the end of this video series? No. If anything, it's just another encouragement to keep going. I'm going to go back to my over the shoulder. One of the reasons why I love coming up here is not only because it's beautiful and you get this sunrise every morning, um, you have, it's hard maybe to see in here, but you have these farm fields down here. Now, they won't always be farm fields. In fact, they've actually been, you can see some of the homes in there. They've been building out these homes. These are all newer homes. Um, this won't always remain the same. And that's a double-edged sword. I mean, it's beautiful to come up here and see that. And but it's also exciting to see the progress of my town and my city, and families coming in and being successful and raising their families and their homes. And so it's always awesome to see the community expanding and growing. So why I say that is back to my analogy, is Common Creatives is my farm field. I've used that a few times in these videos, but uh, I'm a hired hand over here. In the nights, weekends, and holidays, I'm going to come to my farm field and I'm going to keep attending to my crop. And I'm going to do that respectfully. I'm going to make sure that my commitments to the organizations that I have given a commitment to for my 9 to 5 remain honest and with integrity, and give it my all during those hours. And at nighttime, I can work on my farm. So, um, for any of you who may be watching this and just seeing that I'm doing this, welcome to the party. And thank you. I'm excited to work with you. I'm excited to see where we go. Um, and again, for those who are watching to see or interested how I got here with Common Creatives, I'm telling you this part of the story because that's part of this that I'm navigating, using all of this to provide for my family, make sure they're taken care of, and still have goals that I'm trying to accomplish professionally on the side. So I couldn't be more excited. Um, this last few weeks have been a whirlwind of life being tossed upside down. It seriously has been like this whirlwind of like chaos, and trying to remain like a duck on water, or on top, feeling like it's calm and smooth, but under the water, my legs are just like going crazy. um, the last few weeks has been that, and that's been partly just my wife and my family have been so supportive and awesome through all this. It has felt stressful but exciting, and we've all felt it. I mentioned earlier videos. It's like life has a weird way of like throwing everything at you, and you're like just dodging bullets and being like a duck on water, and trying to swim through all that, while at the same time you're like just like one more thing after another you gotta work with. And I feel, and then the opposite of that is like nothing's going on, like the same old, like life is boring. There's nothing going on. And so I think we can all relate to that. If you're just watching this, and maybe you're going through it in life, or maybe you're just feeling one or the other, one of the two, know that you're not alone. That's normal. But the last few weeks has definitely been that for me, and I'm grateful. You know, one thing I recently received some advice is, if it was receive all things with gratefulness and thankfulness, and that's really hard to do sometimes, especially if it's stressful, or you feel like you just got kicked in the face or punched in the gut with what life's dealing you. Uh, but I go back to my earlier example of someone who I reflect on often. Is, again, I mentioned him, was my cousin Joe. So Joe, if you're watching this, you cross my mind a lot when I go through hard things, challenging things, situations like this, where his attitude of just being like, all right, that sucked. What's what's something good that's gonna happen, right? Like, just being like moving on from it, being like, okay, that wasn't how I wanted to do, but at least we got this going on, right? At least we got a good situation. Um, so yeah, I'm actually feeling really this morning after yesterday accepting that offer. I'm feeling really good today. I'm feeling really positive, really excited. Beautiful morning, feeling the sun hit my face. Like it's just a peaceful, awesome moment. Um, so today is a holiday. It means I get to work on Common Creatives a bit. Um, I gonna spend some time doing that. Um, some of the progress that I've made in the last video. A couple of things I've been working back and forth with Venmo. If any of my Venmo friends watching this, I don't think you will be, but if you ever do, I got to give you some low marks on your customer service. It's been pretty crappy. The only way I've been able to contact them is through email, and it's been in my earliest videos I've been talking about this. I'm trying to resolve a situation where I can't get access to the Common Creatives business account, and the only way I can contact them is an email, and their email is usually lagged by like half a day to a day. So the communication is like super slow going, and it's lagged by a whole day, and every time it's passed to a new person. So like I have to re-explain my situation every time. And this last one I got, so this has been going on for the last few weeks. I've been talking about this last few weeks. I just got an email yesterday with another person, and they're like, "We see that you have a business account, and let me know if we need to change that, but it looks right on our end." And the problem is it's the old business account that I want to switch off of to get to my next one. And I've explained this like 100 times. And so, my Venmo friends, let's do better. Let's make this better. Uh, Not awesome right now. So, I think I'm going to just abandon that. Um, I'm going to quit going the rounds with them, and I'm going to see if I can pivot to just another business name that's close to Common Creatives. I might have to be creative in that so I can use a Venmo account. But come on, Venmo. Come on. Come on. Um, so that's where that's at. A little disappointing. Um, let's see. Other things going on. I did. I've been testing out the site, the more end-to-end stuff. I mentioned I found a bug with trying to submit a job board posting on a cell phone, on an iPhone. It works on Safari, but for some reason it wasn't working on Chrome. And for now, I've just had to log that as a bug, and I'm not gonna. I need to get that resolved, but it's working on other browsers, and so there's something going on there. So it's able to do it. I just got to debug that a little more. I'm not going to get too bogged down on it right now, although that's probably going to hurt one of my goals. If you're a business and you're watching this and you are hitting that bug, I apologize. I'm going to do my best to get that resolved. For now, just jump to Safari or go to a desktop and try to submit it there. Now, for those who are watching this, is like, as a business owner, the answer should never be like, womp womp, too bad for you. Like, try something else. That's kind of what Venmo just been telling me, and I'm not liking that answer. So, um, I'm just saying that here is we will work to fix that, and I've logged it as a bug. So, if you're watching this and you're a business owner and you've come across that bug, if you would try it on another browser, and we'll see if we can get you set up. So for now, I've logged it as a bug. got it as a priority. We'll keep working on it. The next one in there is making sure all of my security is set up. It has been set up for a long time. I'm going to just do one more pass through all of it, just because I'm going to be inviting the world to come. I want to make sure we're not exposed to anything we haven't seen before. And the next is, going back to this work situation, because it's going to finish out this video here for me. So with me putting in my notice yesterday, I have about 3 weeks of PTO that I need to use before my start date. My start date with this new business, this new company, is August 18th, which is great. I've also got some PTO that I'm going to be using to lead me up to that time. I mentioned in my video yesterday, I'm actually going to use a little of that time to go and do a road trip. My family just bought a new car. We bought a new car because of my 16-year-old daughter got her license, and we need another car to do all the stuff. And so we found a great deal, bought a car, and so I called my dad 2 nights ago and said, "Hey, Dad, this is what's going on in my life. I'm making a job change. We just got this car. It's got low miles. It's a used car, by the way. And I want to go to the Redwoods, and I want to go with you, just you and me. And I've had the Redwoods trips on the bucket list. I got snuffed out of it a few years ago. I mentioned with the wildfires, didn't do it justice, and so called him and said, would you consider coming to him? Now again, he lives in Arizona, so I convinced him to fly into town. I'd pick him up, and we'd leave the next morning, making a 14-hour drive, just him and I, catching up on life, and making that happen. So I'm really excited. Dad, if you're watching this, thanks for making that happen. I'm really excited for that trip. So thanks for making that happen. It was actually good timing. He was planning to come into town as well around that same time. He wasn't sure what he was going to do with his time. So the stars aligned. We're doing this. So I'm really excited to spend a few days with him, reflecting on his life. He's 80 years old, and will be this October. And as I mentioned earlier videos, I got to be with him growing up, just not every day. And he made it a priority to always live close by and to make sure we were in he was in our lives. And but it still feels like there's missed opportunity there. And so I'm excited to catch up with him, talk about our lives, talk about goals. I'm going to mention that I'm doing this, and invite him to come along for the journey. So, Dad, if you're watching this, thanks for joining the crowd, and thanks for being you. I couldn't ask for a better father, and I sure love you. So, thank you. Receive all things with gratefulness, thankfulness, right? So, I'm really happy right now. And last thing I'm going to say about this, because of the PTO, I'm going to spend the next thing on this, besides those last 2 items we talked about, I'm going to be preparing these videos and getting the launch ready to go. So during my PTO time, I'm going to be getting that ready to go, and get these videos compiled, get the email campaigns coded, designed and coded, get it into MailChimp, and we're going to launch this puppy. We're going to get this out there. So if you're seeing these, They're on YouTube. That's coming up. So thanks for coming. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.